All right, so I'm up here at Bob's. Remember Bob?
Yeah.
Bob, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
We are fixing to start our fourth Brew in a Bag batch. For those who don't know, Brew in a Bag is a means of doing an all-grain beer one step without having to do a powder cup and minimal sparging. And so, start out, Bob got this nice boil kettle. You do the boil in here, and we're going to be adding grains to a giant muslin bag, actually nylon bag. And what we do is first we add water to this, and these are just used to keep the bag off the bottom of the brew pot. And we're just going to add water, and that is the foundation, of course, of any beer. This is Bob's spring water. And we got a lot of water to add, so I'm going to give them a hand. We start out with 8 gallons here. And the reason for that is the bag of water, the bag of grain absorbs a lot of water and you lose some there. Once we extract the malt from the grain and create the sugars, you're basically starting with a wort like you would with an extract beer, only with more water added. And we're going to take that and boil it right down until we get to 5 gallons. Do our hop additions at the appropriate times. We'll be able to pour the wort off right out of this valve on the bottom. And cool it down, and that's going to be our wort that we're going to pitch the yeast to, and that's it. All right, so Bob just fired up the water. We're going to start heating the water up, and the fun thing about today is we have no idea what we're brewing. We got a good shot of the nice flame. Got a good 30,000 BTU burner here going. 8 gallons of water. Right now it's at 58 degrees, and we want to get that up to around 150, 156. And it's that temperature at which we are going to steep the grains. We have no idea what kind of beer we're making today.
No, none at all.
It's available ingredients, and we're going to formulate a recipe and get things going while the water heats up.
Yeah, let's go get some ingredients.
Let's do that. All right, so this is what we came up with. We are going to be using 11 pounds of 2-row Breeze. Basic light malt grains, and I had a ½ pound of this chocolate wheat roasted malt left over from another batch I did, so we're going to add that in there. For our hops, bittering, we're going to use these CTZs. Never used them. It's Columbus Tomahawk Zeus hops, 17% alpha content, and we're going to use that for bittering. And for our aroma hops, at the end of the boil, we're going to add an ounce of Centennials. We have no idea where this is going. There's no calculations here or anything. This is just raw brewing at its finest. And what do we got for yeast, Bob? Safe Ales US 05?
Yes. All
right. So that's it. We're going to get grinding these grains with Bob's barley crusher. Great little gizmo. And then we'll get brewing. All right. So we are going to start crushing our barley now. Or not. Hold up. Stop recording. All right.
Gotta go backwards.
There's 1 pound of malt, which normally would have taken us about 2-3 minutes to get through. I'm going to add some chocolate wheat now. That's good. And that's it. And we're going to keep going. We got 10 more pounds of that to go.
Lift it. Lift it. You can see the final product.
And that did not grind for shit. So there is our grains. We got 11 pounds of the 2-row and a half pound of chocolate wheat in there. And hi, Bob.
Hi.
Our brew pot is coming up to temperature. Right now we have officially 140 degrees. We want to get up there to what, about 158 today, you think?
152 to 156 or something.
All right, so we'll go 156 the high end because it's about 40 degrees out. And next thing we'll be doing is adding our grain. To appease the brew gods today, we are foregoing our homebrew and going with homemade wine, which is homebrew. This is an Italian Barolo that Bob brewed, what, Bob, about 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 goddamn years.
And it's great.
All right. So we are now adding our grains to the water inside this giant bag. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the grains. We keep stirring them and making sure they don't clump up. We're going to shut the system down, close her up, let her sit for about an hour. Kind of keep an eye on the temperature. We want to keep it between 152 and 156. And what this is going to do is convert the grains into sugars for fermentables, and this is the backbone of our beer. Alright, so our grains are added. We have shut the system down. Temperature right now is, as you can see, 156. But we're going to kind of keep an eye on that every now and then. This has to sit for an hour, and that's how we get the sugars out of there. And then next thing we'll do is we'll drain the bag and we're going to bring it up to a boil. Alright, so an hour has passed. I came up a little while ago and gave the cat a little bit of heat. Just for a couple minutes, and we are holding right at 156, which is perfect. So, beautiful day here in Newport. While we were gone, we were out there, we built a nice fire. We drank, finished that bottle of Barolo. We got a nice buzz going on. But our next step, we're going to be taking the bag out of the brew kettle. We're going to suspend it with this pulley system that Bob has. We're going to let that drain out. We'll probably sparge it a little bit, run a little bit of the water over with this special cup that we got. And from there, we're going to start the boil. This is what our mash looks like an hour later. See that chocolate wheat really did its job. Make some nice color, nice little chocolate flavor, kind of, sort of, and a little roasted malt. So we got a little spin in the rope. But our brew in the bag is she's draining right now. We'll let that drain for about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Then we're going to put the boil to this. We're going to add our bittering hops. Which are going to be the CTZs, I think they are. Columbus, Tomahawk, Zeus. And we'll do that for about 57 minutes. Then the last few minutes we'll add the Centennials. And that'll be our brew. The first thing I gotta do is bring this sucker to a boil. Alright, so we have brought the wort to a boil. We are going to add some Gassman hops. And these were harvested actually in 2014. They've been in Bob's freezer. Right here. Gassman hops, number 2, September 14th. Alright, and we are going to add the CTZs. Well, the CTZs are going to be the backbone of this for the bittering. Not sure how much the Gassmans will contribute. They've been in the freezer for a year and 3 months, but we'll find out. We're going to add that, okay? And here is our boil. Alright, so we have added our Gassmans. They're in the muslin bag. And also we're added an ounce of CTZs. We're going to let this boil down for an hour, and that should give us about 5 gallons of wort that we're going to pitch the yeast into after we cool it. Bob, has this been an awesome brew day?
Awesome day, Aaron.
Alright, so this brew day is coming down to closing out. We have put in the wort chiller to sanitize that. It's all hooked up to the garden hose. Groundwater is very cold right now, so this should cool down nice and quickly. We put in the CTZs and the Gassman hops, and we are getting down to about 5 gallons of wort less there, maybe a little less. Next hop addition, last few minutes, about 5 minutes from now, we're going to put in these Centennials. It's going to be for aroma. And after that, cool it down, put her in the bucket, shake the hell out of it, pitch the yeast, and we'll see what happens in a few weeks.
Ow!
There we see the drain water from our wort chiller. Kind of follow that snake back up here, and as you can see, green hose, water coming in, clear hose, water going out. This should cool down pretty quickly. Bob just went in to sanitize the thermometer. We're going to bring her down to the lower 70s, upper 60s, pitch the yeast, and that is the brew. We have no idea what style you'd call this. Nothing's ever been brewed like this before, and that's the beauty of doing the brew in the bag system. We will add some Tabasco because that is our signature piece for our brew. We'll talk to you later. So here we are. You got your flashlight there, Bob? You got some light on the subject? We are bringing our wort, transferring it from the kettle into our fermenting bucket. And that's basically it. Very simple procedure, just boiling water. It's looking good, it's smelling good. We'll be pitching the yeast here shortly, and that's it. That's our brew day.